Alright, today's gonna be a beautiful video. We get to start at Ascension 4 on Ironclad. No more defect for the next 4 or 5 days. Niao, it's April Fool's, so she's either gonna give me something beautiful or something trash. But I see a Silver Crucible, so let's just take it. So, first 3 card rewards are upgraded. This includes from question marks and elites, so is there a way we can get to... No. There is no way we can get an upgraded card from an elite, but... we could get something like Chosen Cheese right there, or we could have a ton of campfires. So we'll just go right here. I didn't really look what else was there other than a ton of campfires, so hopefully some nice things. Ironclad doesn't require too much special fancy mechanics or anything. At least the way I play them, you can kind of just drag your cards onto the enemies and they die. And then you get a free upgraded pommel strike. Where's the shop? Ooh, I'll take some damage. Fuzzy worm crawler. Go ahead and give me some cards. And we're actually half health, so I don't mind slow playing a bit to try and regenerate more health off of our burning blood, but that turns out to have been a horrible miscalculation, but we will be at the same amount of health we started at anyway. Infernal Blade. Ironclad has really good attacks and it's fun to open boxes. Spread the damage out there in case we draw Pommel Strike again, or... let's see. We can take 3. And there's the Pommel. Probably wasn't the best way to play that. I mean, we gotta get a True Grit at some point. And it coming upgraded, because that's a card that you really need to upgrade. Nice to go ahead and start with it upgraded, though. Okay. 18 damage is quite a bit more than I'd like to take. I wouldn't mind taking 7, I guess. Eight damage. So deal 19? That's not enough. Tragic. $14 damage is also not enough. Probably should have just played a block, but hey, who knows? We get there. Let's just keep adding a bunch of attacks to our deck and take Expect to Fight. I heard it got nerfed, so much be good. It got nerfed in the beta branch, but this is apparently the unnerfed version, so it must be good. Like right now, it's 2 energy, get 2 energy. Kind of a crazy card. I think we have to bash and eat this. 11 damage. 2 turns to kill him. Okay. 10 HP left. Let's draw. Can we kill him? Yes. Easy. Should not have grabbed the whetstone first. Okay, we got offered to Expect to Fight, and now this card got buffed on the beta branch, which must mean it's bad. if I'm to listen to all of the people online who play this game more than me. Which is kind of something, because most of my free time goes into this game and making videos of me playing this game. I mean, we may as well rest first, and then we see what we get in the treasure chest, which we would know was empty if we were paying attention to that. I feel like we kinda gotta upgrade one of these, surely. Oh no, I'm expecting some fights. I'm not really all that angry. Can go ahead and pommel. And True Grit a defend. Probably should have pommeled on the Shrinker Beetle, but... Okay. 1 energy, gain 2 energy. Get $2. I mean, pay $1 for $2 is honestly a pretty good deal. If I just exhaust all of my defense, it'll be like $1 for $5 eventually. Something like that. Wow, that's a lot of dollars. Okay. Cascade? I feel like Cascade works best when you have a big deck full of expensive cards. I had to sneeze. And Twin Strike. Twin Strike's just good. It's also an attack for us to expect to fight with. I don't think we really needed it though, now that I think about it. We already have some decent attacks. Let's see. Remove 2 cards and add... Okay, so net 1 removal, get a curse that we can pay 1 energy to exhaust. Or get a random... Lose half our money to get a random relic right before the shop. I don't like that. Remove my defense, man. I want more attacks. Give me... It's the Spore Mind? Ooh. Alright. If I just let the mushrooms play for me, the Spore Mind, then surely they'll win, right? Dolly's Mirror. So I could pay 192 gold for a copy of a card in my deck. Well, let's start with this, removing the curse. Let's start with your turn, play the top card of your draw pile for 1 energy. That's pretty interesting. I do, however, like Molten Fist. Surely there's no card that we pay 192 gold to double. That'd be ridiculous. 1 energy, gain 1 strength. Cat. This is the culprit who... Oh, need to check the chords. Culprit who laid on the chords to cause the great catastrophe. The youngest of the bunch, Coda. I gotta spend money to do something. I'm at a shop. It'd be so boring to just like save all of my gold. Don't you? Brother, get out of the courts! Get out of the courts! I have been quite fortunate for him to be asleep in every recording I've done thus far, which I did not do for this one. See, You might be thinking, just go ahead and put him outside the room. But then in the background, he would just be screaming the entire time. So, brother, I will now record the video. Is there anything you would like to say? Okay. Surely, he will not do it again. Offered him a plea deal. A little bit of time on parole, but with good behavior, anything can happen. But you mayhem, man. That's what he's giving me right now. And upgrade it. I'm a big fan of upgrading good cards. Now we just have to not die to Phantom. This is buff turn, so hopefully we draw some attacks. This is not his buff turn. Okay, but a free Mangle is useful. I like this build. So far I don't really have to like think about what I'm doing, just have to play the cards in the right order, which can be kind of a huge benefit. 27 damage and we have rage up. Let's pop a swift potion. We only have 2 energy. I guess True Grit. Take 8. Could be worse. And we get 3 wounds, which is just stuff that we can True Grit. $1 for $3? Which I guess we could have pommeled first, but oh well. And then just play all of our good attacks. Mangle is good, but need the enemy to actually be attacking that turn. Go ahead and get rid of those. $1 for $2. Okay, well this draw kinda sucks, but we have rage up. Take what? 1 damage? That's fine. 29. And okay, cool. Act 1 has been a great success. And honestly, see offering, take offering. At least that's what I'm told. So it must be true. It is good to sleep. I got some good sleep last night. Gain additional energy at the start of your 3rd turn. New. Enchant a card with clone. Doubles block gained from a card, then goes to sleep for 2 rounds. I could clone Mayhem. And okay. We'll see how that goes. Now I want as many campfires to clone as many mayhems as I can. And so as long as I don't go this way. I'm pretty much guaranteed to get at least 2 campfires. So this has 2 elites. Scary. And I do have to leave at like an hour and 19-ish minutes, so I can't kind of just spend forever talking endlessly about what I'm doing. So maybe at some point in your life you just have to like be like, wow, this path looks nice and it has a branching shop and elite, and then as long as I go either this way, as long as I go precisely this way, I get the campfire. And then you're like, yeah. So then you click the button. And that's what it's all about. Shh. Infernal Blade gives us a Molten Fist. I kind of hope this guy takes some garbage. This guy could be a real cleaner for us. It also seems like he's, like, missing music. My headset low? Oh, okay. And then I see absolutely no reason to not play Mayhem. And... Offering, Bash, Strike. Did True Grit without having to... Oh, that's interesting. That means it won't just, like, exhaust cards that we want. Yeah, I'll take Expect to Fight back. Draw 2... No. No. I want good cards. Because we're going to try and clone Mayhem. So I want good cards that play themselves. And do I want a lot of gold? We have the option of going to a shop. So damage, damage. Every 4, yeah, I want 135 gold. That sounds delicious. And here's a chosen cheese. 2 of 8 commons in our deck. We can find something like Pommel Strike and other forms of card draw for Mayhem. There's also Bloodletting. I want specifically card draw. Could do something like Bloodletting Breakthrough. Get us a little fuel for a self-damage engine, and also give us some energy and AoE. And I think here we'll be glad that we took the AoE. Let's see if I even need it first. Ideally we can kill this guy. Yeah. We don't need Bloodletting. Nice. Infernal Blade into Bash, Breakthrough, Anger. Oops. Taking 10 damage against this guy isn't the end of the world, I suppose. Gotta make sure the mic's still working. Okay. That catastrophe will live on with me for quite a while, probably. At least as long as I continue making YouTube videos. Mud Wall, Grapple, Flame Barrier. I don't want to add non-attacks to my deck. Upgraded Blood Wall, though, fits into a self-damage engine, which we don't have an engine payoff, but we do have a lot of engine pieces. So... And we don't have a lot of block. I don't know. Maybe it could end up being interesting. And Cloner Mayhem. The Merchant. Bludgeon goes well in our double Mayhem deck. Paper Frog is nice. Meal Ticket is nice. The Miniature Tent! The Miniature Tent! We can clone and upgrade every single time we go rest, and we can rest. Oh my god. Okay, okay. We're so back. We're so back. Evil Eye. Gain 8 block. I mean, we exhaust a lot, but our goal is to pick every card that says draw a card and have a Mayhem deck that plays itself and survive until the end. Oh my god. I think this is maybe literally the first time I've ever seen this relic in single player. I was starting to get convinced that this relic only appeared in multiplayer. Okay. I don't really want to be weakened. I'm pretty sure that this guy's gonna apply weaken to me. And since you are not long for this world, I don't mind if you gain strength. And then a breakthrough won't wake you up, but let's hit pommel. Let's hit an offering. This is gonna be 11. This is 11. And we're taking 15. That kind of sucks. We can put out 1422, which kills him with a vulnerable potion, I guess. Or doesn't. So, a lot of people, I saw, I don't know whether or not to call it like controversy, but the intellectuals of Reddit were discussing amongst themselves whether or not save scumming is cheating. And I'll go ahead and weigh in because I'm talking, so may as well. I kind of think it is cheating, but it's like what do they call it in games where you can set like your own difficulty setting? And Slay the Spire already has that, which is, you know, the Ascension ratings. So maybe this will be a bit controversial, but it's like a toggle on adaptive difficulty you can put on for yourself. I personally only really save scum if there's like potions that you want to just pop at the start of a combat and I'm like 1 round in and I'm like, okay, well I should have popped that potion immediately, I just forgot. But in these videos, I don't save scum. And I also don't seed the run. I also need to pick a card, of which there are 3 in front of me. With a deck that plays itself, I don't want Second Wind. Flame Barrier's upgraded, but we took the Blood Wall earlier. And Stomp is good AoE. We're going to be playing a lot of attacks, and it's an attack. I want to hit another campfire, especially now that we got the tent. This is our only turn we're going to be able to actually play a whole bunch of attacks against this guy. But part of the reason I think save scumming is more or less cheating is because you're drawing into cards. Like, if all of the information that you got from save scumming was information you had access to at the start of the fight, I don't think it would really matter. And obviously, if you're just playing the game for yourself to have a good time, then it shouldn't matter. And we're actually going to lose this run. But you know what I could do? It would be the funniest thing in the world to save scum. Alright. It's literally cheating. And you know what? Because this seed is really fun and we have a really good start to a funny deck, I'm gonna save scum. I know that this guy is dangerous. Oh, wait, so I guess... Oh my god, Coda, please. Out of the cords. Please do not be in the cords. I think... probably Thrash. Ideally we want to kill him in 1 deck cycle, but I don't think we really have the privilege of that. We ideally want to kill him in 1 turn. So, Infernal Blade, Setup Strike, Breakthrough, Pommel Strike, Rage, Strike, Stomp, Strike, Thrash, True Grit, We still might lose. And here, bash. Can't play Bloodwall now. Strike. And so, it can be fun to save scum if you have a fun deck that you want to keep alive. And maybe I can't keep this run alive through Hunter Killer. I mean, I guess I could try not playing Offering. But at this point, we're so deep in the weeds of information that I should not have had access to at the start of the fight that I wouldn't consider this a fair run anymore. I am going to exhaust Offering. I don't know. If we die again, we can just save scum again. At a point though, I'm having to manually hold up Coda so he doesn't lay on all of the chords. Eventually, I will just hand him the win. Be like, okay, you beat me. Like on this turn, he beats me. Another way you can look at save scumming is you're playing as like, you get to do the thing that Doctor Strange did in whatever that Marvel movie was where he's like looking at all the timelines. Like here, we're looking through all the timelines right now. Is there any world where you can beat Hunter Killer? Because so far, I've looked at quite a few timelines. And I'm sure there's a way. There's gotta be a way, man. Our deck feels so cool and fun that it can't possibly lose to the likes of Hunter Killer. Like, we can get him down to 42 HP. And then we have Bloodwall and Mayhem. Okay, I think I'm seeing the problem of why our deck is getting so hard countered by Hunter Killer. And I think it's like when he gave him the Time Stone. I think I know what we have to do. I think we have to give him the Time Stone. We can't play Mayhem. It would also be really helpful to get a vulnerable in this potion. Which it looks like the order you play cards in, like depending on how many cards you've played prior to the turn. Because I think this was a set of options we got at one point. But in fact, I'm gonna test it. This is a Save Scumming build. It's not a Mayhem build. Well, I guess it is a Mayhem build. This is truly some Mayhem. So, okay, originally I just popped the attack potion. Now I popped the attack potion after playing Pommel Strike, and I'm crazy. Okay, that's fine. There must be a way. There simply must be a way to beat Hunter Killer by believing in the heart of the cards. He's at 46 HP. We give him the Time Stone, we don't play the Mayhem. We pop this, every damage matters. But we can play it second, so we play a strike first and then a blood wall. We only take 2 damage. Okay. We draw the other Mayhem. And we're dead. We're dead. Okay. Maybe we have to give him the Time Stone and the Offering. Oh, I thought there was a setup strike in there. Oh, I think the RNG from the potion in the Infernal Blade, whenever you do one after the, like they're relative. Okay, at this point now we're kind of just like testing the Save Scumming. Because I've never done like actual tests on it before to see how it works. So what happens if we use the Cinder? And go ahead and burn the offering. I don't think we can play it. If we play Rage, we don't have to play Bloodwall, which lets us put Vulnerable up. Maybe there's a world where one upgraded strike does it. I give it one more attempt. One more attempt. Is there any way that we can defeat Hunter Killer? What sequence of events can I take to possibly not have this run ended by Hunter Killer? Please. I think we've had this exact timeline before. It's the definition of insanity, man. We're gonna do the same thing over and over until we defeat Hunter Killer. But he can't be defeated. Oh, that's one of the alarm clocks. But that's one of the ones that was set before the event got pushed back a week. Or not a week, an hour each week. Okay. 21 damage. If we play Mayhem, I'm pretty sure it hits some trash, but it's something we haven't tried in a while. Okay, it played another Mayhem. So if we survived this round, maybe we'd be in a great spot, but we can get up to 17 block while taking 21 damage. So this is another corrupted, defiled timeline. It's just so funny to me that this situation feels entirely caused by me yapping about Save Scumming and not paying attention to what I was doing in the last fight. Because I took 25 damage from some chumps in hallway fight on Act 2. And if we had even 15 more HP, we'd be able to survive Hunter Killer. What if we don't play what if we play Offering before Pommel Strike? I don't know if that worked. I don't know if the timeline's fixed. I don't think it is. Well, True Grit Outrage. Accidentally clicked on Discord there. That could have been awkward. Alright, so we have the Blood Wall for this turn, so I think we Blood Wall Mayhem. And counts as playing a card. Yep, this is once again another dead timeline. Surely Hunter Killer can be defeated. Surely. how do we defeat Hunter Killer? So I think if you use the Infernal Blade first, you get Twin Strike, and then from this we get Cinder, and then, well, this is going to be, I don't think it matters, but what we need to focus on manipulating right now is cards that are in our deck by trying to use Cinder to exhaust cards that we don't want to play or draw into, I think. So we exhausted the Rage and got 2 more attacks. So that might be something. Is it enough? I don't know, but it's something different. Now he's at 42 HP. We draw the 2 Mayhems on the turn. Might still be fine. That would be really funny if the actual solution is we had to sacrifice to him our Dex potion, but not actually drink it. And then we have 15 damage. That doesn't do it. Give it one more attempt. Because where's our vulnerable? We need our bash. And on our bash, what are we playing? We're playing Bloodwall the turn that we draw bash. So okay. I really want to beat Hunter Killer. I kind of want to turn this into a math problem, which would be really boring to do live or live on the recording, and like pause the recording, take note of what each card I have in my hand is, what each result could be from the attack potion, and see if there's actually a way to beat Hunter Killer on this turn. Or I could simply accept that this really cool deck I was building can't beat Hunter Killer. Okay, I'll give it one more organic shot, and then I'm going to test with the real-time stone if there is any way to beat Hunter Killer in this combat. Okay, what is something we haven't tried? We haven't played Stomp first. Maybe that's the secret. How about we pop the Dex potion? We pop the Offering, because really our HP doesn't matter. We either take damage or we don't take damage on a turn. Because, I don't know. Surely there's a way. Like, if we had any vulnerable anywhere, I wonder if there's a way to get to bash this turn, which I don't think there is. What did that exhaust? Rage. Then I think we could win this, but that's not a thing. We draw double Mayhem and bash strike. Gets him down to 20. Okay, guys. I am going to pause the recording since I like this run and I don't like Hunter Killer. And I think it was really funny that I was talking about Save Scumming and how I think it's cheating. I'm going to absolutely abuse Save Scumming to see what every single card in my deck is that I would draw, in what order, what's in the pots, and then see if I can devise any way to actually beat Hunter Killer in this run. And whether there is or not, we'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, I'm back. It's a few hours later, and it's nighttime, so my easy breezy beautiful cover girl lighting is gone, but we have the best possible timeline. So first, well, doesn't matter what order we use the Dex Potion in, but first we use Offering. Okay. And then we play the Infernal Blade, which gives us the Twin Strike. And then we use the Attack Potion to get Cinder to exhaust the top card of our draw pile. Okay. And we have to play Cinder after Pommel Strike. Alright. And then the order of... Okay. Order of our attacks doesn't matter right now. We can play all of the attacks. And we may as well True Grit the defend. Go on to the next turn. Then we have to play Blood Wall and Strike. We have to not play either of the Mayhems, because the first card each turn counts for Tender. Alright, and then we get to this turn and there is no no way to get past this turn. We can get him down to 25. So, Hunter Killer, I think you deserve to go ahead and get your kill shot. Well, I was really enjoying that run, and normally I don't like Save Scumming, but since I believe we only lost this run because I was yapping about my thoughts on Save Scumming around right here, and then we took 25 damage for no reason. If we had another, I think we died by 10 or 11. If we saved even 15 HP here by just paying attention, we probably could kill Hunter Killer with the next draw, and then we could go on and finish playing the run. But that I could rerun the seed and duplicate every decision, but I don't really want to do that. So I want to sort of cover how Unslay the Spire, like, first, whenever you die, it can be kind of difficult to tell why you died, and in reality the answer is because we added... I fell into the trap of just sort of clicking on good cards to add to the deck, like Expect to Fight and Offering, but really and then also I believe the other big culprit was, where is it? Bloodletting. So we took Bloodletting after Offering, and I think ultimately in hindsight there was no reason to do that, and it would have been really fun to get this clone and duplicate multiple copies of upgraded Mayhem build offline, but in reality, and there were other mistakes we made, like clicking the Whetstone before looking at our card reward, and the card reward we took, it wouldn't have mattered because we took Rage, but the point being, wanted to go ahead and summarize or end off the Save Scumming thing, basically saying let people enjoy things. I understand it can be really annoying when somebody who is like, oh, I've beat A20 Heart multiple times, and the answer to how they did that is Save Scumming. That's kind of annoying, especially if they don't disclose it beforehand. But I've seen talks of an undo button in Slay the Spire and how it should have one. My personal take on it would be undoing actions up to the point where you have gotten information that would change the situation. So like, if you start a combat in round 1, you like start playing your attacks, and then you look up and you remember you have a strength potion or a flex potion. I think it'd probably be fine and not really ruin people's experience if you could go to settings and turn on like an undo button. I don't know what they call it, like undo without confidence, like meaning you wouldn't know what is in there by then. But I don't know, it could also be pretty difficult to set up. Maybe they could just have an undo button toggle in general, but then the discussion sort of like, how far back can you undo? Because I died here, and if I undid back to here, I could take less damage and come back to this combat and probably win. So I think it's also a question for the developers of like, how much work can they be expected to reasonably put in an undo button to just go back and go back and go back? So maybe to end off on a more philosophical note, one, let people enjoy things, and then there's the accessibility in video games conversation that's like, should games have easy mode and whatnot? And Slay the Spire already kind of has that introduced with the Ascension levels, and I think that's probably enough difficulty modes. In Slay the Spire 1, they go up to 20. In this game, they go up to 10, but they kind of scale twice as fast. And overall, it can feel a bit more difficult, but hey, I think we had a good run. We had sort of a funny thing going, and I think on the topic of let people enjoy things, I had a good time, and I'm glad I'm not going back and duplicating every action to try and get back to that point. Should there be an undo button? I don't know. I think if they added it as something in the settings, it wouldn't really impact people's experience at all. But I don't know. I don't know, man. What I do know is I'm gonna go ahead and get possessed by the ghost of YouTube. Go ahead and say if you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any comments on some of the perhaps hot takes I shared, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you want to see more content in the future, go ahead and subscribe. Gotta hit the bell apparently, because it's YouTube's version of picks where it didn't happen. And until the next time, you all have a beautiful day.